we're going to be talking about something quite important to me, which is just getting started. So I've always wanted to start a business, and I tried it before in the past and it didn't really work out. But I just felt a little bit not unhappy. I was quite happy at work in the sense that I'm able to do a lot of things, collaborate with a lot of people, but I just felt like it wasn't as fulfilling as doing something for myself. I was thinking about, let's say, what about I want to make a book? And I did that and I cried over it. And there's just something about the idea of creating something that you're really passionate about that spoke to me. And so what sparked the idea was reading a couple of books. I was watching Ali Abdaal. He had this video, and I will link it in the description. It was a video about like this guy that also wanted to get ahead in life, and like he was thinking of starting a business as well, but he also didn't know what to do. That's hard, because like for a regular person, we've all been taught in college, or even like maybe your parents and families and friends will teach you the idea that, you know, you study hard and then you find a job that pays really well. So for the most part, I felt like the people around me were also telling me the same thing. But there are friends and family who have started their own businesses, and I think I find that it's not envy. It's more like I think about the amount of freedom that they get from that. I know they're busy, and it's not really freedom in the sense of like you get more time for yourself, but freedom in the sense of like they're financially doing well. I know that some business owners are not making enough, but I have plenty of people in my own network that grew their own businesses. But just the idea that you can live your life without having to worry about your own business and your business is kind of making money for you is a little bit liberating. I also have someone, a family member, and he has started like a lot of businesses, and he's been pushing me to try and do this thing. Obviously, he's in a different industry and I'm in design, but he told me to just get started because you never really know where you'll end up, and I'll learn things as I go. So this is where I'm kind of stumped. Like I was stumped on the idea of like, what should I do? Like what business should I do? Because I'm very passionate about a lot of things. Like I'm very passionate about art. I'm very passionate about writing. But the services that I offer are currently more around product design and like visual design, then branding, events, and illustration. So I actually enjoy a lot of these things, but sorry, I can't spell illustration. The thing is though, these are services, and so when I got down to it, I was thinking about what do I want to do? Like, I really wanted to do business, but there are so many things that I offer. So on one hand, I can create a lot of services, and usually this is like the easiest way to scale. Offering a service, for example. So I can offer how to create a website, because I have my own experience in setting up mine. I think that I could easily set up other websites just using tools like Wix, Weebly, and if it ever comes down to it, I can learn how to do WordPress, Framer, and Webflow. I think these are like the names I often hear. And I have some experience with WordPress, but I don't have experience in Framer and Webflow. Aside from that, I've been a product designer for a couple of years now, product and UX, and I can help companies solve really big problems. And I know this is kind of like a big generalization, but that's really what designers do. They help you solve problems that your business has. It could be like a physical problem, it could be a problem with your device, it could be a problem about let's say, your app. So maybe people are not registering. So I thought about how I had so much experience in this area that I could also offer it. And I currently have a client right now as well that I deal with this issue. I do illustration, I can do that. And I'm also very good at visual and branding. And under this umbrella of services, I'm trained at both data visualization, accessibility, but this is getting bigger and bigger, like the scope of the services that I could offer. For a time, I didn't know how to package this solution. How do I say it in such a way that everyone will get it? And that's why I started doing some market research. Like I checked how other designers were offering this package. On the other hand, the things that I really do enjoy are creating products almost. So I've written a lot of fan fiction and I actually earned some money doing this. And it didn't matter how much money I earned at the start, but someone was willing to pay for my writing skills. And I had not that big of a following, but I reached almost 1.4 million in one platform in terms of views. And I also reached about maybe 800,000 in another platform just by writing stuff. So I knew that there was kind of a market for not necessarily fan fiction, but just writing in general. Duh, people always buy stories and fiction in particular. So I decided to write a book. At one point, I wrote a book, but it didn't sell as well because I knew from the research that I did that sometimes it takes a lot of marketing to actually get people to buy your book, and also sometimes it takes three books before you can get back your money on one book. So as much as I love writing books, I just don't know if I have the time and the luxury to be writing books right now because I have to build this up and it will take me about anywhere between 1 to 3 years before I actually understand the market or build an audience for my own thing. And a friend of mine said, why aren't you just advertising it by yourself? Why aren't you using your face? Maybe I should, because there was a part of me that was afraid of being associated with this particular book. And so I decided that maybe I should pause it, which is bad because I already set up a newsletter, I have a website, I have everything that is needed in order to kind of make it work generally. But at least I learned the skill of how do you publish a book, how do you self-publish. That's part of my skill set now. And I could also sell courses. So I'm really good at watercolor and I just suck at talking to the camera. When I first started, I was just so shy that I focused on doing watercolor for reviewing products and stuff like that. So you can actually find me as Near Vinay, and I will link my previous YouTube channel and maybe tell people that I've stopped doing art and watercolor reviews, and so maybe it's time for them to check my new content out because maybe they can help me figure out what the hell am I supposed to do next. Because if people really want to learn how to do watercolor, I'm happy to teach because it's something that I really do enjoy. It's a very calming activity. It's just that it's not a big source of income for me. I have sold my art in conventions in the past, and I've been told that why don't you try making watercolor coloring books, which is a product that I've also done in the past for another company. It's not really a watercolor coloring book, more just a coloring book in particular. And I was thinking of also doing coaching because some of the people that have talked to me really appreciated the feedback that they got when they were talking to me. Maybe there is some sort of imposter syndrome in that I don't feel like I'm at the top yet, but I definitely feel that a lot of people appreciate the insights that I give them. So it could be a thing, it could be a service that I offer, but it could also be a product. So this is me just looking at the things that I'm doing right now, but I also need to figure out how to validate it. So essentially, I've already validated my services because I have paying clients. So people pay me to do this kind of service, they reach out to me and for projects or whatever, and I deliver on time and to the best of my abilities. I feel like I haven't really let anyone down. So that's great. But I haven't asked anyone, like, would you be willing to pay me for coaching, or would you be willing to pay me for courses, for example? And the one thing that I could probably do is just maybe try setting one up. So maybe an easy way would be to go to Skillshare, because I know that a lot of people post their beginner courses. But I know that if I really wanted to go big on this, then maybe I'll need to go into like my own thing, create my own website that hosts these courses. I definitely see myself doing that, but I just don't know, like, what else should I teach? I can teach about UX, I can teach about graphic design, prioritization, and arts in general, or even accessibility, because I have training in that. Who knows? These are just ideas, and there's just too many things to pursue. So for now, I feel like I should go for this route just because this is like the easiest to sell, and I can think about like what products do I want to make once my financials are already in order. Because right now I'm still looking for a job. Like, I'm looking for full-time work, because even if I want to pursue all of this with my spare time while searching for a job, I don't think it's sustainable yet. It hasn't gotten to the point where I have enough clients that I can confidently say that I can fully go into this. So that's me. That's my part of the journey where I'm at, and I'm actively like reaching out to clients. I'm going out and thinking about doing a workshop, for example. So I'm thinking of applying to my local library just to see if I can. But yeah, that's currently where I'm at. And the good thing about that is this kind of plan, very loose plan, is maybe all you really need, like, to get started. Some people say that you need a business plan, you need like a business model canvas or whatever, but maybe that can come later. And for me, I think I just want to base it off on my own values. So I decided to register my business, because here in Canada I could operate as a sole proprietorship until like I reach like 30,000 in income per year, and then I really have to register the business. So I did register preemptively because I am expecting maybe one of these days I'll hit that mark, and I want to base it off like on my values. So the name of my business is AR Andreas Designs, but my logo is like AR Andreas Designs. My partner keeps telling me it's like assault rifle or what's it called, augmented reality, and I really wanted to call it AR Designs at the start, but then I realized that there are other people here in Canada that already have AR Designs in their name. So it's just going to be Andreas Designs until I could figure out if like I need a better name. Off tangent again. Some things that I do need to highlight is, like, again, planning is not important, but like you also need to do a little bit of research. Like, I had to research, how do I apply for a business name? So in Canada, there is a service called Owner, and as a sole proprietor, I think the process with signing up with them was very easy. So I didn't really take a long time to just follow the step-by-step process, but I think some people are complaining that it's a lot harder to use their service if you're thinking of considering like a corporation. So incorporation or corporation, whatever that is. I think here the tip that I keep getting from people is that maybe it's going to be a lot easier if you find a lawyer that will do this for you. I had to really think about whether or not I wanted to become a sole proprietor or a corporation or LLC. Do we have LLC here? Yeah, I didn't really do my research because I decided on sole proprietorship. The reason being is that I don't think the risk is going to be that high since I'm small. Like I'm a small business owner right now, but I do want to consider in the future if like if I get another client, I might apply for like liability insurance, because like the stuff that I'm making, they're related to business strategy almost. So if I don't meet those outcomes, if something happens that is right through no fault of my own, but for whatever reason there's like copyright issues or like there's a huge problem, we didn't meet the target, I don't want to be liable for that. Not saying that it's going to happen, but it has happened to some designers in the past, so I do want to get this for myself. And usually if you sign up for a sole proprietorship, all the funds, all the income goes to you, but if something goes wrong, then they can take away your property. So if you can't pay whatever dues you have to pay. Whereas if you go for a corporation, then this model allows you to what do you call this? It allows the corporation to absorb the liability. So if the corporation goes bankrupt, then it's just the corporation going bankrupt and not you. So you're still safe in a sense. Yeah, so in the future, maybe I will go through this route. But that was like one thing that I had to consider. Another is like I need to create a landing page. So I didn't know if I needed this right away. And I was lucky enough to talk to a lot of people along the way. So I talked to people from Europe, someone from Vietnam, his name's Chris, and Christopher, and he's like really, really good. That call kind of highlighted to me like what I needed to do. And the first thing I needed to do was like tell all my contacts that I have created this company and that I'm offering my services. Maybe message them personally and stuff like that. Ask for referrals, because like usually if I've worked with someone and they know the type of work that I've done, then it'll be more likely that they'd want to work with me. So it's the concept of having warm leads. So that's a warm lead, and a lead is a person that is interested in whatever it is that you're selling, is interested in you as well, as a person. So my own contacts, I'll reach out to them first before I even consider like getting cold leads. So cold leads are the people, like strangers, that are not very interested in my service, and they will take some time to get warmed up, so to speak. So I was thinking of creating a landing page and then like putting a deadline to do it this week, just so that when people are thinking about working with me, they have an idea of what I can do with them. And I'm reaching out to former clients and people that I've worked with for reviews. So this will just help me out in figuring out like what to display. Like obviously we need social proof, but I think it's just nice when you have like a barrage of like information that you can share to different people that yes, I'm a really capable person, and this is like the information to back it up. Right. Another thing that I wanted to highlight is that in terms of goals, so I usually use Notion to track my goals, but I haven't really set this up yet. I have this thing called like life goals, and I can briefly show you what that looks like. So goals need to be very achievable, and I can't like set an arbitrary target, for example, of like 1 billion. I could set that as like my end goal, like to become a billionaire, for example. But for now, I need to make it like a bit more tangible, a bit more focused on like what I can do at this current time. So I'm just figuring out. So here you can see that I have a Notion for all of the ideas that I currently have for my my videos. So my first target is to actually just do over 100 videos in YouTube. And I believe that focusing on YouTube as a channel will maybe allow me to reach out to the people that also want to do the same thing, to want to learn my story, my growth, my struggles and pains. And I've listed out all of my ideas here and when I want to work on them. So what I do is like I rely on Copilot and ChatGPT to come up with ideas with me, and I rate them from like this is like really fun for me, and some of the things that are not super fun, but I'm actually working on right now. So I'm working on I'm setting up my business, and I thought it wouldn't be fun, but it's actually very fun to talk about it now that I'm doing it right now. And I have like a template that I've created where it lists all the things that I need to create and what are the sizes, and if there are any quotes, book reference, articles that I want to put there, then I could do that there, and additional timestamps, but like I'm pretty lazy. So this is my ideation space, and I'd be happy to share them with everyone else if like the template. I just call them bunnies because I'm used to having like plot bunnies as a writer. So I have content idea bunnies here. Then I have a tracker for the things that I want to do with my portfolio. So these are all kind of done. And then I'm still actually waiting on feedback. So I'm waiting on feedback from a bunch of people. I'm also currently redoing some of the content because my portfolio is very long, or my case studies. And I'll clean this up later. So when I have tasks like this, I kind of like, I just put the title and it gives me an idea of what I need to do. But sometimes I have information on like the key steps of like what needs to be done. So here I have a template on what is the correct sequence from ChatGPT. Like, what do people expect to see in a portfolio, for example, a problem statement, the research process, ideation, prototyping, the testing and evaluation, plus the final design solution. Although this is not necessarily always this step straightforward. But yeah, one thing I do know is that from seeing a lot of the portfolio reviews lately, since hiring manager doesn't really have the time to look into all of the stuff that you're currently offering, it has to be scannable, and maybe you could have like a showcase of your work. So maybe when they click into it, all they see are just like visuals and high level insights. And if they really want to dig deep into the case study itself, then that's when you can show them the full, very detailed thing. So that's something that I'm thinking about, but also I'm learning that it might not be as necessary as I thought. Because if networking is more important and learning how to present in an interview is more important than the actual portfolio, then I should probably put more weight into the networking aspect, which I'm still not very good at, but it's part of my priorities. I have this freedom goal. So this just shows me like all of the things that I want to do in a given year. And I've completed like 9 of them, but I still have a lot, a lot of things. So I think I'm still working on my driving skills, I'm still working on publishing books, and I'm still working on building my emergency fund again. I have to build it up again because like I'm currently in an emergency right now. This is actually done, so I have to go and like move things around. But yeah, I have a bunch of like these tracker things that help me move forward towards my goals. And the reason why this is called freedom is because I went through this exercise called Word of the Year. And for this year, the word that I'm like that I'm like thinking about all the time is freedom. So my goal for this entire year is to have freedom in a sense. And freedom not in necessarily like I just want to waste my time doing whatever it is that I want. Freedom in the sense that I know that there are things that I need to do in order to acquire that type of freedom. So it's like I know that I have to make certain sacrifices, do certain steps, be a bit more focused on things that I normally feel uncomfortable of doing, and that will sort of help me achieve this freedom goal. All right, so let's go back to me. Here. There we go. I'm back here. And something about goals that I'm really, really good at is I started very early in college. I used a tracker similar to Notion, and I would always put my goals in my calendar. So if I wanted to work on, let's say, a given thing, then in my calendar, I would put like my top 3 priorities, and I would like book a slot for that particular thing and just do it. Like I will just work on that thing. So when I do this calendar blocking, this like preemptively making sure that I have slots for the number one things I have to accomplish, then I'm able to slowly move things around. So it helps when I'm working on projects too for clients, because like I'm able to do more in less time if I just focus on it for like hours and hours. And obviously I would cut it up in between, so I would need to rest in between, but I still dedicate a lot of my time into just doing the project. When I get stuck, then I go to the gym or take a walk or take a break and then do it again. So sometimes what helps is like, even though I'm not working on the project itself, I'm still able to sort of figure out my next steps, because the things that I'm working on, they're playing around at the back of my head. So it's like I'm trying to come up with solutions over the few days when I'm not working on it, or like not just few days, like even a few hours, even like when I'm taking a shower or whatever, it's like at the back of my head because it's not yet done. I guess I'm just the type of person that's like always, like, I can't disengage from the thing that I'm doing, which is why I sometimes play Overwatch. I play Overwatch just so that I can forget, like, because the way I play games, it helps me collaborate with people, and also helps me stay focused and just do the thing that will allow my team to win, kind of a thing. I'm playing Ana for people who are curious about it. And if you're playing Overwatch and you want to play with me, just feel free to comment below and maybe we could play together. I feel like the state of like MMOs lately are just so bad. Like I haven't found a game where the community is very good except for Ragnarok Online. Like the old one, that was a very good game. But I think it's a dying game, and I tried to install it and it was just the interface is so bad compared to before. Alright, the next thing I want to talk about is like some of the things that would happen once you've registered your business. So there are some legal things that need to happen once I reach like 30K, or even before that. I'll probably need to register for HST and GST. These are taxes that are applied when people buy your service or your product, and I have to figure that out with the CRA. So I will ask around on how to do that, or maybe look it up in YouTube. Like YouTube sort of helps with a lot of things, but sometimes I feel like it doesn't hold the answers for every single thing, so I end up having to dig through Reddit, through different sources. And sometimes I feel like AI has helped me so much more, because like trying to search for a true and trusted guide for these things is not easy. Uh, I've been told that if I needed to set up my business, I should reach out to an accountant, and I think I need one eventually, just so that my taxes are going to be a lot lower, because I am operating a business now. But yeah, I have to figure this out. And if you know how to set up a business and you're open to chatting and you're in Canada, I'd be really happy to just get to know how you did yours. Okay, the next thing I wanted to talk about is funding. So, do you really need cash to get started? Um, I think I think it depends on the type of business that you're thinking about. Cause like some businesses are very expensive to start, while some businesses like mine, I've purchased all of the stuff that I need to do over the years. So for example, this Canon EOS Canon M50, I bought it way back when I was just thinking of starting my YouTube channel and reviewing art materials. And I have a ton of art materials that I just don't have time to review. So that kind of died. It was just not like, maybe I was too impatient, or maybe I was just too caught up at work. And I know that I've reached several thousand viewers in some of those, in the posts that I made. But it also feels like I could have done better. Like I need to stick to it. And so I'm making the commitment, and I'm telling everyone right now that I'm committed to making more videos like this. Please hold me accountable, because I think accountability is the number one thing that people need when they're aiming for a goal. It helps them work towards it more. So I still need money. Like I needed a lawyer, for example, in order to process the contract. So that took close to like $500 just to make sure that the contract was correct. But like if you're starting out and you're just dealing with smaller clients, then you're maybe okay with just grabbing a template from someone that is in the same industry and just reusing that. But obviously, if something goes wrong, then you might be in trouble if you didn't have someone review your contract, or the contract was badly written. There are tools right now, like in ChatGPT, that sort of help you kind of understand the legal implications of things. But I'm not that good at that, and I don't think I don't think it's a good substitute for legal advice. So that's the only thing I'd be worried about. And then I'm sure there are business models where you don't even have to write a contract, where you could probably do affiliate marketing, or you could just be a content creator in YouTube and you don't have to deal with this stuff, or you could be writing articles in Medium. And I wrote an article once and I was surprised that I got paid from writing an article in Medium. That's pretty nice. What else is there? So from the books, I've learned that, there's no one that's going to market you. In this sense, there's no one who's going to market me. Like, I have to be my own best marketer, and the way I'm thinking of doing it is to just create more content that will help other people. So I'm hoping that the content that I'm creating is, number one, it's helping people, that it's fun while I'm doing it, and that, I would attract the type of people that I want to work with, and also the type of people that will love the content that I'm producing. Right now, I don't think that I'm that good at it yet, but I'm hoping that over time I will get better at either creating those content, either like the educational stuff that I post in LinkedIn, or the stuff that you see here in YouTube. And I don't think I have the time to promote like in all forms of channels, because the strategy that Alex said would be better is that I should be promoting my content, let's say on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on Facebook, and also on Instagram, and maybe TikTok, and all these social media platforms, and YouTube. But I feel like I want to focus on YouTube first, just because it's something that I'm quite familiar with, and then maybe do the rest later once I feel like I'm getting a bit more traction, and I'm a bit lazy that way. But it's just I feel like I don't have enough time between like all the other things that I'm doing, like trying to get a full-time job, working on the clients, and promoting my business. I feel like I'm not at the stage where I need somebody, because like I feel like that will happen organically when I'm like on the point of breaking down, where I need to hire someone to help me make sense of things. But until then, not yet. I am thinking of using Descript or Descript. I don't know how to pronounce their company. I applied to them before, but like as with anything that is currently in the US, I feel like they're not considering Canadians as much. So, and that's normal. I feel like people within their own countries will prioritize the people within their country before looking out for other talents, just because they will need to justify why they hired someone that is not within the country. So I don't think I'm that special yet. I'm not that specialized as a product designer or a visual graphic designer that they would need my talents for this. All right, the last thing is launching. So essentially I've already launched this service because I have clients, but I still need to do a bit of a launch. So I need to maybe create some social media posts. I need to tell people, which I'm telling right now, that I have created AR designs, yay, or Andreas designs. And yeah, I need to create that landing page. I need to make sure that everyone who knows me and who has worked with me knows that there is this thing. I also have to be a bit more proactive in like just sharing the things that I'm doing. And I think that will come with time. Like right now, I feel very comfortable talking to the camera in YouTube, just because I know that the channel is very small. Like there's only a few people that will watch my content, and most of you probably only watch like the first few seconds, and that's okay. But eventually, if it grows up to like 1,000 or 2,000, then I might feel a bit self-conscious, which is why I'm hesitating and sharing it in LinkedIn that I'm also doing YouTube. I'm a content creator, and it's just like it's shyness, but also maybe it's my own stupidity, and I'm actively working on hoping that there will come a time where I feel confident enough to share to everyone that this is what I do, but not right now. Maybe tomorrow. I wish someone could just tell me, just do it! Like my stupid brain. Alright, so now we're at the end of this video, and my call to action is like, for everyone else that's struggling with their own ideas, know that you're not alone. It's very difficult to get started. It's especially with something like a business. And it may be difficult to land your first client, but something that has been like top of mind when doing UX is, if you have an idea, you just have to go out and test it. So I've tested a lot of these things, the things that I've written before, and I know that I've made money out of every single one of them because, you know, I've worked for companies that sold these types of products in the past, so I know there is a market for them, but I need to figure out like who's going to pay. So if you have an idea, go out there, reach out to your contacts, the most likely people, your target audience. Like I still have to figure that out, like who's my target audience. I feel like I'm more comfortable working with medium to enterprise clients right now because they pay really well, and also maybe even small business owners and startups, because like they need a lot of help with getting set up with their brand and stuff. So I might attend some conferences and try to network with these people. But yeah, so I'm figuring things out. And it's okay to stumble your way around things. It might be easier if I hired a coach, but I'm also not in the best position to spend as much money as I can. I wish I could, but I'm very scared of like racking up debt. I'm just not as used as other people into doing that. Like I know some people who are very good at handling debt, and maybe it's my own psychology of like I'm just not prepared to be playing that game yet. But eventually I feel like I will be. Because debt is a very great thing to have, especially if you're using it to make more money. So thank you everyone. I hope this was inspiring to some of you. I am going to do a bit of reading and before I go back to work again. It's been a busy day. Also probably take some time to refresh because I was in the gym. Yeah, that's one thing I want to encourage everyone. Please exercise if you can. There is no excuse in trying to be healthy. I tried not doing that and I hurt my back and my feet a couple of times, so I don't want to be in that situation again. If you like this, please feel free to subscribe, and if you are interested in starting your own business or you have a business and you need help in trying to set up your brand, I'm here. If you just want to talk or kind of exchange ideas, I would also welcome that. I've been meeting so many people and it's really fun just learning from each other, or just becoming friends. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below, and I will see you in the next video.